Well, hello everyone. We are here today with Brenda Hunsberger, who is the Senior Vice President at ACA Auto Club Alliance, which is one of the very large AAA clubs, which I like to think of in the Northeast. It's based in Delaware. Brenda has been this amazing partner to us over many years and has continued to invest in propelling our partnership forward in ways that are incredibly gratifying for all of us. So welcome, Brenda. It's wonderful to have you with us today.
Thank you, Dorothy. It's great to be here and to get this chance to talk together.
Brenda, I was just wondering, just in terms of context, because ACA is a very unique club in some ways in that you do corporate travel and you have virtuoso travel agencies. Can you give the audience just a little bit of appreciation for the scope of the geography and the kind of business that you have?
Sure, absolutely. So AAA Club Alliance, of course, is the parent company. And as you mentioned, we are the third largest AAA club in the Federation based in Wilmington, Delaware. But we have 13 states in the District of Columbia, spanning from Connecticut to Kansas and south from Oklahoma to South Dakota, as well as Virginia and up the mid-Atlantic coast. So we have a pretty wide territory and also pretty varied, and also varied in how the response has been to the recent events. So that's been really interesting to see. The largest part of our travel business is definitely the AAA branded leisure business. That under that brand, we have about 335 travel agents, but we also operate the largest corporate travel agency within the AAA Federation. So we have a large corporate travel team as well that's based in Cincinnati, Ohio, but services clients actually throughout the country. We service clients mostly for our territory, within our territory, but we also have agreements with a number of the other large clubs to support their corporate business as well. And then we also own two separately branded travel agencies that are not part of the AAA family, but are part of the Virtuoso network, which, of course, as you know, is the leading consortia within the luxury travel space. So it's been really great to have this very diverse business model within the travel industry. And again, to see the different impacts that this is having on travel as a whole. So.
Thank you, Brenda. I'm wondering if you can give us a little bit of sense of how COVID-19 has really impacted the club and your associates and your business so that we can understand what it looks like today and maybe what you have been doing over the last few months.
Sure. So as with every business that operates within our industry, we have seen dramatic impacts financially to our business and to our bottom line. Both April and May were underwater, so we had more refunds and cancellations than we had new bookings. So that was difficult. Now, I will say that things are starting to turn around. We're seeing some light at the end of the tunnel, but the last few months have been really, really tough. We've been fortunate, and I think this is one of the real values of being part of the AAA family, is because we have such a leveraged business. It's not just travel, but it's insurance and roadside assistance and car care and membership. So we were fortunate in that we did not have a large workforce reduction. So that certainly helped. But we did move our entire staff home, as most companies did. We moved all of our associates from the stores, retail stores, into their homes. And that was quite an effort because, not only do you have the normal technology challenges, but making sure that we remain PCI compliant and audit compliant and all of those things when our agents are working from home was pretty interesting. But they did a great job. Our IT team and our agent team did a phenomenal job with that. I think in terms of some other things that we changed, our email, actually all of our marketing message changed pretty dramatically from print to pretty much email only, although we did do a couple of print things that we got some good response to, but we changed from promotional messaging to more editorial. So people were home, they wanted to dream, they wanted to learn. I think vacation planning became one of the favorite COVID activities. So we made sure that we were in market with good ideas and good editorial content, book reviews, recipes, things that were a little bit more fun that we hadn't really done before in the past. So, and the other thing that we did was we transitioned from live events to virtual events. Our club had a very robust calendar of live events that we did either in store locations or in regional destinations, restaurants where multiple stores could come together. And we moved that entire calendar to a series of virtual events, which was really exciting and interesting because we have some pockets of our territory where our members don't live near a store, and we've never tried that before. So I think that's something that we're going to actually continue on into the future.
You know, Brenda, I think this whole element of how we're doing business virtually has really allowed us to do lots of co-innovation opportunities. We've appreciated a lot of that in terms of what you've afforded to us. Can you share with us what you're hearing more broadly from your travel partners? What are they telling you about the scenario today, and also as you're co-innovating with them into the future?
Well, you know, Dorothy, I think it's interesting. It really varies. I mean, you know, we have partners that we're working with, like we're working with Best Western, you know, where it's this very close partnership. And I think we're looking at the future very similarly, that, you know, we're cautiously optimistic, but optimistic nonetheless. And I think the majority of our partners are the same, but there are some that have taken real serious hits. And I think, you know, they're concerned about what their future is going to look like. And certainly I think everybody's thinking about service delivery and what does the product look like? You know, we do a lot of cruise business in both of our, both the AAA brands and the Virtuoso brands, and things like, you know, the buffets that pretty much went all day long, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now there's a thought process that all of that is going to shift to full service restaurants. And I know, you know, certainly that's something that BWH is looking at as well. So it's taking a motor coach that holds 50 guests and perhaps only putting 25 guests on that, so people have an opportunity for social distancing, but also understanding what does that do to the economic model, because you know, that's a very different model, having only half of your coach full, and will members or clients be willing to pay those increased prices to get that social distancing? I think that they will, but I think we still have to test some of those things and understand, you know, what does this new landscape look like, and how will our members respond? You know, I think everybody agrees that 2021 right now is looking very, very good. I think we're all optimistic about 2021. The majority of the business that we are putting on the books right now is for 2021. And we're hearing the same from our partners, that the majority of that business, especially in the cruise and tour space, not so much in the hotel space, but in the cruise and tour space, I think everybody's pretty bullish on 2021, provided that we don't have a relapse of COVID later on in the year.
One of the things that I have been so appreciative of, Brenda, is the way you and your team have really invested in partnerships. And your Great American Road Trip, we had the great opportunity this past week to really do a deep session with your team to really learn more about that, understand how we could align, because we have our Hit the Road campaign that obviously there's a tremendous amount of synergies. And I'm just wondering if you could give me some background on the whole framing of why you are so focused on automobile trips this year and the effort and engagement, because it is pretty extraordinary, the amount of effort that you're putting forward. And we are really delighted to have the opportunity to partner with you in such a deep way on this very exciting program.
It's a great campaign, Dorothy. I'm really excited about it. And normally when we put together a road trip campaign, it's very travel centric. And this is travel focused as well, but it is so much broader than travel within the club. And I think that when we leverage all of our assets, it really is a rich offer, or a rich campaign for our members to take advantage of. And it really does start with the membership, because as you know, we're all about the motoring public, and that's how AAA was founded. It's really our history, and what members still think of first when they think of AAA is roadside. So it's about our membership, it's about roadside assistance, it's about car care, getting your car ready, because a lot of people have been sitting at home and their cars may not have been out on the road as much, and so they may need to do something to be ready and safe to travel. But I think the reason that we did it now is because what we're hearing overwhelmingly is that, first of all, people want to travel. They want to get out of the house. They want to, to have the opportunity to see something different and to get out, but they want to do it in a way that's safe. And being in your own car is a very controlled environment. You can make sure, you've got everything you need. And if you want to continue to social distance and quarantine, so to speak, with your inner circle, you can certainly do that within your own car. But as things begin to open up, as places and attractions and destinations, the beaches and the national parks and the state parks begin to open, people want to get out and travel. So we think that not only is it great from the brand perspective, completely aligns with our brand as AAA, our entitlement products, our tour books and maps and triptychs. But again, it really aligns from a timing perspective with what people want to do. And quite frankly, there are destinations that are not yet allowing foreign visitors or American visitors back. So it really is a great time to take advantage of all of those assets that we have that are focused on the United States.
Well, I can't express our gratitude enough for offering up all the channels of communication that you provided to us. And we are really excited to provide our travel card offer out to all of your canceled reservations from escorted tours and cruise, because we like you, think there is this appetite to get out on the road. But I just thought the whole creativity about the Great American Road Trip and leaning into nostalgia and being with people that you care, because so many of us have reinvested in relationships through COVID, that it has tremendous potential, I think, to touch people in a very meaningful way. And we are grateful that we get to be the lead hotel supplier to partner with you in such a powerful way. So thank you for all that you do for us, Brenda, in that regard.
Well, we couldn't have a better partner than BWH. I mean, you all are right there with us, and I think that this is really aligned with your brand as well. And one of the things that we're hearing, and not surprisingly so, is that our members are interested in traveling to some of the smaller cities and smaller towns, because they did not have the impacts that the New York City and LA and San Francisco did with COVID. So I think that Best Western is uniquely positioned because of the great product that you have in these destinations that people are going to want to travel to. So I think it's a perfect match.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Brenda. And we fundamentally agree that it aligns deeply with our brand. And not only do we have product in the right locations, I think, for this particular road campaign, but it's also the smaller hotelier properties that we're also hearing is that customers do want to control their environment. So they really are leaning into smaller hotels as they start into this new adventure of getting their selves back into the travel experience. They don't want to necessarily be in really large environments. They want to have a smaller environment where they see greater control. So we're really excited about that. Now, I'm just wondering, we've obviously had some conversations about the cleaning protocols. Best Western has always had a very strong cleaning program with I Care Clean, which we now have evolved to We Care Clean. I know we've had many conversations about how cleaning is important to travelers as they think about getting back on the road again. I'm wondering if you can share some of the insights that you have had from your membership as you have been listening and learning from them.
Sure. I think that first of all, again, why the road trip campaign is resonating so well with members is because, again, it gives them a little bit of control. And I think that's the first thing. I think that right now people want to feel in control of their own environment as much as they possibly can. And then when they get to a destination like a hotel where they are a little bit less in control, I think they want to be traveling, or we know that they want to be traveling with partners and with travel suppliers that are taking this very, very seriously. And making sure that not only that they're doing a good job in cleaning, but that they're showing and talking about it and explaining how it's being done. I mean, we've all seen pictures of the airplanes where, people got on and they're wall-to-wall people, and that's just not what people are comfortable with now. So, you can't have a cleaning protocol and then, put 6 people across in an airplane seat, in an airplane row. It really has to be, core to the brand and core to the service delivery. And again, I think your point about I Care Clean, now we care clean, this is something that you all have been doing, not just talking about, but doing for years. And I think that, again, brands like BWH that make it a core part of who they are going to win in this new environment.
Well, thank you, Brenda. And we fundamentally believe that this Hit the Road campaign and also the Great American Road Trip aligns with all of our best Western hotels across North America, but also World Hotels. We have just recently included World Hotels in a preferred relationship. So we're really excited to bring them under the fold of all of these opportunities and be able to leverage them because, again, there's many, many beautiful hotels that I know will also appeal to Americans as they begin on that great road trip this summer.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's fantastic to have that new portfolio of properties available. And I think both from the AAA side of our business and from the Virtuoso side of our business, to be able to have that very unique product is going to be great within the BWH family.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Brenda. So I have been doing a few of these interviews now for a period of time, Brenda, and I know that we've all been going through this journey on COVID-19, and I always ask everyone that I speak with, what keeps you going? What inspires you? What words of wisdom might you offer to the audience in terms of what inspires you and what might also inspire them?
Well, I think what's really inspired me over the past probably 6 to 8 weeks is our travel agents, our travel advisors. We talk high level about the financials, and I mentioned about being underwater, but every single booking is attached to a travel agent who worked really, really hard to get that business on the books, and then had to work equally hard with a member who was concerned or scared to cancel or reschedule that booking. And so, there have been so many amazing stories of agents who have gone above and beyond. We had clients who were on their way to Peru just as the borders were closing, and an agent who worked all night to try to get them a flight back when the planes were full and just stopping service so that their client wouldn't get stuck, not only for weeks, but probably what would have been for months in a foreign country. We had a client whose lifelong dream was to visit the tulip fields in Holland, and she was scheduled to go this year. And when that trip didn't happen, the agent sent a beautiful big bouquet of tulips to the member's home. We had several groups of associates in different parts of our territory who each worked on connecting healthcare workers with reduced rate hotels so that people who needed a place to stay as they were working in hospitals and were not able to come home because of quarantining, could find a place to rest. And it was just amazing to hear the different stories of our agents who, even though they were dealing with these massive cancellations at great financial impact to themselves personally, were still doing everything they can to support our members and even our non-members who needed help during this time.
Wow, those are amazing stories, Brenda. And if I might close with, I fundamentally believe that relationships are the currency of life, and there isn't a relationship that we treasure more than AAA. And ACA has always been an organization that has leaned in with us in very, very special ways. So AAA for me is one of those partners that always inspires me. I always think that difficult times really have silver linings because they bring out the best of what that relationship can be. So again, on behalf of our BWH hoteliers, Brenda, and personally, I just would like to thank you for your leadership, your commitment, your passion, and your resiliency, because you truly are someone that inspires me personally, and your team is someone that continuously puts deposits in our relationship bank accounts. So thank you for all that you do for us.
Well, and I second all of that, Dorothy. I mean, we've had a relationship for a long time. We've been friends for a long time, and I think that those relationships are what is going to get us through this. It's really what is going to help us survive in the future, but also to thrive and to come up with new ways of doing business and that's going to again resonate with our customers and our members. So thank you for this opportunity, and thank you for everything you've done for us over the years, and we just want to be good partners, and again, thank you for your friendship.
Thank you, Brenda.